You ready?
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I stay ready.
So you ain't gotta get ready?
Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Bold Black Girls Podcast. I'm Aries.
And I am Kim.
And we're in the virtual streets out here. What's going on? We're still out here in these virtual streets. I came and sat back in our old spot so I can feel like we're virtually here in this room again. So, plus the lighting is like way better because last week my lighting was trash. So,
yes,
I had to get back into the spot. How you doing?
I'm actually doing good, maintaining.
Still on the up and up?
I would say so.
Good, good. I'm also on the up and up.
Good.
I'm holding it on. I'm holding zone. Today is my dad's birthday.
Right. So I didn't realize you both were Aries.
He's not an Aries. He's a Taurus.
Oh, so the Taurus
starts today.
Shifted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yesterday was Rochelle's birthday. Today is the first day of Taurus, which is his birthday. So 420.
Awesome.
Like one year I sent him a shirt that was like a 420. You know, like the.
What did he say?
He loved it. He wore it. He said he wore it to somewhere. It was like a highway 420 on it, like the highway sign. So I had got him that a couple years ago, just like a little joke.
And speaking of your dad, so remember we went to Oklahoma. You shared with me that he actually has a song.
He has a
on
CD.
iTunes.
He has a whole album on iTunes.
And I think I shared with you last week. I said, this is what we need now, right?
I know. I should play some of his little song right quick. You know, I got technology now. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us the name of the song.
So his album is called It's Time for Love. And he did this back in the day, like 2007, I think. I'm gonna get the year wrong. I think it was 2008, but it was right when he had a heart attack. And he had recorded it already, and he was gonna do a live, and then he had a heart attack. So then when he came back and did the live recording, it made it that much more like powerful, you know? Because the songs he was singing, it was like, yeah, this the testimony now, you know? Right. So anyway, the song is definitely relevant for right now. I should play some.
Quite relevant. As a matter of fact, I played it. I put it on one of my playlists.
Did you?
So I've been playing it. Yeah.
I'm about to put it on right quick. Let me see if you can hear it. Tell me. Hold on.
So I guess we should dedicate this podcast to your dad since it's his birthday.
I know, right? Can you hear this?
No.
Hold on. You can't hear none of this?
No.
Okay, you might not hear it, but... Oh, you know what? Hold on. I know what it is. Hold on. Podcast world, just bear with us a second. Hold up.
Right. She's turning you
Can
up
you
in
hear
the
it?
headphones.
I know. Can you hear it? Let me see.
No.
Hold on.
Maybe I need to play it.
Because I can hear it in mine. I'm just going to play a little bit for the podcast world. And I've got yours too.
I love it.
Maybe when we get ready to end the show, I'll put it in at the end.
In there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Remember I told you, I said this. I was listening to the song and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what we need in this right now, in this moment.
I know. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. Yeah, at the end, I'll go ahead and play some of it so that, you know, folks can go download it on iTunes and support the daddy-o. Yeah, he's in California. He typically would have been here hanging with us probably. And, you know,
golf.
Here we are, right? Yep, playing golf enjoying his grandkids. And why he can't be here right now when they're at home all doggone day? That would have been perfect.
This would have been perfect for all of them,
Oh
right? I
my
feel like old
gosh.
people and young people help each other.
I got to figure out a way because I'm like, bruh, we need to get you out here with these kids, especially since they're out of school for God knows how long. But anywho, so that's my kind of what's new thing going on with my dad's birthday. Not much I can do, but I did send him a book. I created a little book online where you can, it's like what happened tonight in his, the year he was born. All these little articles that have pictures of him when he was a baby, articles from when he played baseball, like little stuff in there, little personalized stuff in the book. So he got that like last week,
That
though.
was nice and creative.
I was like, what can I do? He's not here. So it's like kind of hard to think about something special. So that was.
And I'm sure, look, this is the perfect time to look back and reflect.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually a great idea.
Yep. So, yep. And what else? What else? You got something new?
Nothing new for me. Just trying to push through, right? Because there are some people who are not doing well, and I'd rather people be honest when you're not doing well. Like, hey, I am struggling. Be honest with me, because this is not easy. Like, I'm thinking about everyone who would have graduated this year.
I know
yeah. Not having a prom, not having a graduation. That's hard for a child to accept.
That's true.
Right? You've done all this work, and this is the event that you've been waiting for all your life, is to walk across the stage, and you don't get that.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the other thing is too, I'm like, hey, you get that, you still get that degree though. So let's try to look for that silver lining. Is that yes, you don't get that celebration moment, and those suck when you don't get to like celebrate the way you want to celebrate. Thinking about everybody's birthday, everybody's graduation, weddings that we're planning. I have a cousin that's supposed to get married May 28th, I think. I don't know I don't know what they're doing on that yet, but I mean, you plan all these great things and then, life happens. So got to ride the wave. This is a part of life, adjusting and, keeping moving forward. But,
and, I feel like we've had to be more creative about celebrations. Like you talked about your dad, and even for your birthday, you see people doing parades, which to me shows like, I love you because I'm coming out the house to do this for you when we're at shelter in place.
Exactly.
I feel like it'll show you who your people are.
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't even do the little parade thing. I'm like, that's too much pressure.
Too much pressure. I thought about it.
What I like,
I
think the thing I like the most about all this is we're getting to get really, really personal with all the like people you follow on social media. You go on their page, everybody's live, they're having the conversations. You were asleep when the Teddy Riley Babyface thing happened, huh?
I was. So you'll have to fill us in.
Girl, I just got to give you the quick version. So I forgot about it. Lauren texted me and was like, wake me up or text me when this starts. And I'm like, oh, shoot, let me go on there. It's supposed to start at 8 o'clock was that Saturday night? I didn't have nothing to do. It was like the most boring Saturday night ever. So I'm like, you know what? This is going to really make the night cool because we just going to sit listening to Teddy Riley and Babyface. Like, that's a great night. So I get on the live. It was just Teddy Riley on the live at first. He had a whole crew. He had a dancer, hype man guy back here. He, like how I got this microphone right here, a keyboard, a DJ back here. He had, come to find out later, he had a whole production crew behind the camera where they had a real cameras like filming this. Like he's making this a moment. And apparently this had got postponed a couple times because he is starting his own platform where he's trying to get like a streaming service type of thing. So I think he was doing that for that. So then when Babyface finally comes on, he was like a little bit late. I was thinking this about to be bad because it's taking him forever to come on. They was like, is he on? Is he on? Let's see. Is he request? Like they was struggling. And I was like, this is about to be this. So Babyface comes on. He sounds like how I sound right now. Like his audio was on point. His everything was great. But then Teddy's stuff started acting up. As soon as Babyface came on, his side wasn't sounding good. We could not hear him at all. It was almost like whatever they were playing the music on, we heard the bootleg version of the audio, not the one that was like crispy coming through the, you know what I'm saying? And so he had a whole thing playing like he was going to be, you know, when the song came on, he was like, boom, boom, boom. He had the piano ready to go with the song and everything. And we can't hear the audio from the piano or the mic that he has. So he's doing all this. Wow. And we're sitting there like, we can't hear you. The live is like, hello, audio, echo. It's echoing. It's trash. We're just like frustrated. And then when Babyface would play his song, it was crispy clean. And he's killing it because, you know, he got hits on hits on hits. So both of them had great songs. But Teddy, we couldn't really get his song. We couldn't get what we needed to get to give him like credit because the audio was so bad. You're just distracted. So they went back. Finally, he realizes with all the 5,000 people he had over there that the audio was trash because they're looking in the live. He had multiple lives going. That was what was messing it up. It was like echoing all over the place. So then they finally tell him, they try to fix it. It still doesn't really fix. And then he's like, let's do it over again. They start back from the beginning, the same exact songs, which I was like, why? And it still was bad. So they end up just like saying, you know what? We're going to postpone this until, 30 minutes or whatever. My little ponytail falling out.
Waited for 30 more minutes.
30 minutes, and then we're going to start back. But I could see it in Babyface's face when it was over. Like, I said, he is not coming back. He's done with y'all. He is not coming back. So, and he did not. He was like, we're going to do this again when we don't have any technical difficulties. I feel like my thing got messed up. And then they said we're just going to reschedule. So it's going to be tonight, which I cannot wait for. It was really history because it was like 400,000 people in there plus.
Wow.
So I haven't seen any lives with that many. Not even D-Nice had like 100 and something. It still wasn't, 400. It was a lot.
Really did make history.
All the memes from that point till now, that has been alone the best thing that happened out of this whole thing. It's all the memes. Black Twitter was on fire immediately. Like, people are creative. I'm like, how did y'all come up with this stuff so quickly? It was so quick.
No choice to be creative in these times.
But it was so quick. Anyway, so it was awesome. So make sure tonight at 8 you are actually tuned in. Don't be asleep for real tonight. You need to be up for this.
Text me.
Girl, it was good. So anyway, that was my highlight of the weekend, obviously. Cause
I heard about it, but like I said, I passed out before I could see it. So I saw all the memes and everyone talking about it.
Cause it was like we all was in a club together with all the. It was like if you were there, you can appreciate it all the way. If you weren't there, it's like, okay, that was funny, but you don't really appreciate it unless you were sitting there during all. Because I was one of the people commenting all up in the live.
And you don't comment a lot.
I don't, but that one, I was like, I commented a lot. I was one of the trolls that night.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to make sure that I go out there and check it out tonight.
Yes.
All right, so you maintaining well. You're staying entertained, apparently, right?
I am. Just as much as possible.
Right, because we just got Disney Plus.
We did.
We
did.
So tell me, what do you miss? Like, there are things I know we both have said we are fine, we're okay, but there's something that we all miss.
I miss my friends. I miss seeing y'all. I miss you coming over to record. I miss girls' night. I miss doing stuff together, like that part. Too. I'm like, I don't necessarily miss networking yet. I needed a break. We were on overdrive at one point, so I feel like I needed this downtime to just not be doing that.
I agree. I definitely don't miss networking yet, right? That's probably not something I'll rush to do. And I definitely miss meeting my friends like Like you said, hey girl, you want to go to brunch? You want to go? Let's go play some bowling. Let's go do this. Because I was like, you know what? As soon as we get off of this, you and I are going golfing. We're going
Yes.
to the range. I'm like,
Yes.
we've talked about it, and we did not
We never
do
go
it. So I was like,
together.
that is
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I was like, one thing that I want to do, and I'm like, starting to write a list of what are you gonna do once we're released. Now, I won't be the
After this
first person out
second,
there.
third wave, we'll go in the next
Correct.
wave.
Correct.
And I'm
So
starting to
that's
be
what
a
I meant.
conspiracy theorist, Kim. I feel like I'm turning into I'm starting to
You
turn
have to
into
tell me.
a conspiracy
You
theorist
have to
about
tell.
this. Just because I feel like, what's really going on? Like, what's really going on? I want to know the behind the scenes about what's really motivating all of this. It's so much, but I'm not gonna get into it right
It
now.
really is. We can
But
talk about it offline, and then because I'm there. I'm there with you.
you with me?
So I'm with you. So based on what we missed, I think we kind of helped ourselves with that this
We
weekend, right?
did. We did.
Um, so Cookie Society
Black owned cookie shop. They just had a grand opening in Frisco,
this
Texas.
weekend. So they were shipping cookies at first, right? And they decided to go get a brick and mortar. And even in a pandemic, they decided to have a grand opening, which I thought was that's bold,
Yeah,
right?
very bold.
But that was smart too because you think about it, people will come out of the house to go
To
pick
pick
up some
up.
cookies, right?
Very smart.
Dessert. Who doesn't want dessert? A pick me upper, like
And you
cookies
already got
always
the
make me
spot.
feel good.
You already have the spot. I mean, it wasn't like they already planned to open. So it was like you already got the
Correct.
place, and hopefully they're getting they don't have to pay rent or whatever right now.
Right.
You know, maybe they're getting that, but why not? Why not? Because we was like, place my order.
Right. So I'm not an Instagrammer, but I was on Instagram and saw that they were opening. Placed the order. I think I sent you a note like, hey, I already placed my order. You placed your order.
Mm-hmm.
I said I was going to be the first one there when they
And you
opened.
were.
I was.
And I'm
And
glad
so
you
you
text
text me
me.
like, hey, can you grab my cookies? Because that's what friends are for.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up your cookies and we ended up, and it was just so impromptu because I was going to drop your cookies off to you, but you said, hey, I'm going to be at your Walmart. We
Mm-hmm.
could just meet up. So we ended up meeting in the parking lot by happenstance, right?
Yes.
And we probably
And
sat there for about an hour.
a good hour. She parked on one side. I parked. My driver's door was the same as hers, and then we just talked for like an hour. I was like, we need to meet up. I miss these in person. You know, it's like FaceTime is cool, but when you're in person, it's just different. So I
It's
think that
different.
part that I do miss. I miss the face to
I did
face.
too.
So that was fun. I'm
I did
glad
too.
we got to do that.
I am too. And we talked about a lot. We actually started talking about what you are doing and what you're watching with the boys. Because I
Yes.
told you when I started watching All American to go watch it, and I don't know how you got on it.
I saw way back when I follow Tay Diggs on Instagram. So he's funny to me. He's super funny on Instagram. And when he was filming All American, I was seeing it. But I was like, okay, I might go check it out one day. And other people have been watching it. And I just was like, I got to be in the mode to watch certain things. So me and the boys had started watching Black Lightning. But LJ was like, I don't want to watch this anymore because it was too much violence. Like
Right.
shooting and blood and stuff. Like I didn't know it was all that until like the second episode. I'm like, I don't think this is too much for y'all right now. So we switched over to All American, which I'm very glad we did. So we're only on episode 2. And I like it because it brings up really great conversation pieces for the boys. Because they give kind of both sides. You know, you got the kids that are living in Beverly Hills, still dealing with issues of being black with the police and all that, addressing that stuff. They got the kids in Crenshaw who, you know, those issues. So I like it because it starts conversation with me and the boys about all kind of things, you know, so.
I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't know about, I mean, I saw the post about All American, like, hey, I'm watching All American. But just like you, I think we have similar personalities. It has to be something great that's going to catch my interest that I'm going to sit down, stay up, and binge watch something, right? So Kiara been telling me, "Oh, you need to watch All American. You'll love it." So I'm really thinking All American was about them filming some inner urban city kids that play football. I didn't realize it was. I thought
Like
it
a
was like a
reality
documentary.
show? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Like
so I didn't
Friday
realize.
Night Tykes.
Yes. So I was like, no, I don't want to watch that. Right. I started watching that. I was hooked. Like, could not go to sleep. I was up. So, if anything that keeps me up,
Yeah.
keeps my interest.
Yeah, we were hooked. We're only doing one episode a night, though, because it's too long, unless we start early. So that's kind of our little nightly thing that we're doing now.
Like early in the day.
So,
yeah. So it's one of my favorites. I heard a season 3 was coming out.
I think it's already season 3.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look.
I think it's season 3 is on Netflix.
So I will say I have increased watching television, increased reading. I am actually enjoying sitting down, watching a show. Kiara and I, we binge watched Black AF.
I binge watched that one myself this weekend.
Yes, and that was good. I know there was some controversy about people, I don't really like it. I liked it.
I think it depends on your viewpoints. Because when I talked to Dr. IJ, he loved it. And I loved it too. But it's because I get what they're trying to do with it. Exactly. You can't take it for like this is real. It's not a reality show. It's scripted. It is based on his life, but it's scripted. And I don't really watch Blackish. I've watched a couple episodes, but I know it follows a lot of the similar style. But it's different because it's kind of like giving you a little bit more insight into his life as a parent.
I'm an ish fan, Blackish, Grownish. Haven't really gotten into Mixed-ish yet. It's like it's so much I can't keep up with it week to week, right? So now I'm just gonna have to sit down and just literally binge watch it. So I know some people don't like binge watching. It actually works for me. If I can choose a day where I'm just not going to do anything and veg out, I will pick something to watch.
Yeah, I liked it. So, I watched it all Friday and Saturday.
I did too.
I think I finished one episode last night.
I think we finished ours early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it was so good that I probably would go back and watch an episode. Like, there were moments we were watching it because Kiara and I watched it together. I think it was episode 3 where the girl was doing her dance moves from dance class at the concert. Kiara was like, that is so you. And
all the dance moves.
All the dance moves.
But, so, she was trying to, get her little groove on. I wasn't mad at her.
Right.
And when they were on that Molly, though. Or whatever they was on. I don't know. It was funny. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I like the show. That's the kind of comedy I like too, though. I like stupid stuff where it's kind of like slapstick ish.
Yes.
I like that kind of comedy. So yeah.
So I'm like, I'm ready. So I'm like, now I'm like, I don't know if binge watching is good because I should have kind of watched an episode here, an episode there, because now I feel like I'm ready for the next season.
So you can have something to watch.
Yes. So I found something else. I'm late to the game. I think we're both kind of late to the game. I think networking took up a lot of our time.
It did.
So I don't watch TV during the week, right? I never really watch TV during the week. In the weekends, I fit in what I can. So I started watching Godfather of Harlem.
I'm not on it yet. I'm not ready for it yet. I might watch it though.
So I'm late. Yeah, you need to watch it. It's really good. Forrest Whitaker, which he's an excellent actor.
I like Forrest Whitaker.
I just don't like to see him in sexual scenes. Like,
he's in some sex scenes?
Well, I don't even want you flirting.
Yeah, I know. He's not a sex symbol, I guess you would call it.
Yeah. Right.
But
now, maybe to somebody, that's fine. But he's
after watching Insecure, honey, anybody can be in a sex scene.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see it this week? I mean, yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, it was so disgusting. But it's real life. Things that happen.
That's somebody's reality.
Right.
The part where she said, yeah, he has, how many kids did she say that he had one on the way?
I don't remember.
Yeah. He had like 3 kids.
I think it was 2 and 1 on the way.
It was, yes.
I'm like, Lord Jesus. Hey,
That's the problem. So I actually wanted to watch The Last Dance by Michael Jordan, but I was like, let me just record it and go back because I
I
really
watched
wanted to
it.
watch Insecure.
I watched Michael Jordan. I watched it live, so I watched it while I was on, and then as soon as it was over, I watched Insecure, and I went to sleep.
Okay. So I will probably watch The Last Dance either tonight or tomorrow.
Because it was good. I learned a lot. I learned a lot watching that. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 episodes next week. I was like, every woman who wants to have something to talk about with their men or future men, watch that so you can be a part of the Michael Jordan conversation.
Okay, well, I'll watch it tonight then.
Yeah, it was good. He reminded me a lot of Kobe Bryant in some scenes. His work ethic, you know?
Yes. So I saw some scenes like how he wanted to be the best player and he just never stopped. And I think that was the Mamba mentality too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So yeah, that was real good. What else we got going on?
Oh, so we talked about kind of liking similar things. We kind of discovered another personality test.
We are assessment obsessed.
Queens. Yes.
Yes.
We are.
Kim will find something and she sent me a link. She's like, take this test. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So,
and I'll never tell you my results. I'll wait for you to tell me yours, and then I'll send you mine and say, this is my result.
And it usually is like the same.
It is the same. So we discovered Gretchen Rubin. And I want to say I took this test back in 2017, but you know how you take something? Well, I'll take something, put it in my notes, and I may forget about it. And I must have read something and it popped back up. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I took this. So I searched my notes, found it, and I was like, I need to send this to Aries. I want to see what she is, right? Because remember, for your birthday one year, I bought you Savage. And so in my head, I always think of you as
I'm a savage. Classic.
Before Meg Thee Stallion came out with
right. Well, you know, because they call me and my girls sexy savages. That was like somebody gave us that name, which I was like, first of all, I'm not a savage, but people will call me a savage just because I'm direct and honest. So they're like, you a savage? Because I'll just be like, no, I don't like that, or, whatever.
Nope.
So
it might not be a bad thing after all, okay?
It's not bad. I'm standing in my stuff.
Embrace it. So we took this personality test. I already knew what I was, right? So there are 4 different types of tendencies.
Is it a book? Does she have a book with it? The 4 tendencies or something like that?
It's called The 4 Tendencies. And basically it says you can learn what your tendencies are and how you can make better decisions, how you respond so you can have less burnout, how you can engage more effectively based on who you are and how you respond to things. And so we both took the quiz and we both ended up being the rebel.
What are the other 3?
The other 3 is the upholder.
Okay.
The questioner, and the obliger.
So I could tell that the obliger is the one that just kind of goes along with what everybody else is doing. Is that kind of I would say the questioner, they just need a lot of information.
Lots of information.
And then what was the other? Upholder. They're like a rule follower, probably.
Yes.
I feel like it's kind of like the DISC assessment to me, but just a different way, kind of.
Yes.
Maybe.
So what they say is, okay, like the obliger. The obliger says, you can count on me and I'm counting on you to count on me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The questioner will say, I'll comply if you convince me why.
That makes sense.
I
have some of that, and that was in there.
The next one is the upholder, which is discipline is my freedom.
That's a sad life.
And then rebel is you can't make me and neither can I.
Right. We talked about this a little bit like a couple episodes ago where we just kind of mentioned that, when we want to make ourselves do something, we have to basically come up with a super convincing argument for ourselves. So it's not personal to the people in our life who want to be like, you don't be want to hear what nobody got. I don't want to hear what I got to say. Okay. Like, I need to convince myself to do something. So
correct.
I'm pretty strong in my opinion of myself as far as how I feel. My because I feel like I do the research and I trust myself. So I don't necessarily think I know everything, but I trust myself a lot. So even with that, that's why I have to be like, well, let me double check and see if this is something that I should be doing, why I should be doing it, and, you know, what am I going to get out of this? Like, that's kind of my...
Because I have to, for like you said, kind of like you, what's in it for me, right? What value? Why am I doing it? And is it worth my time? And
Right.
will I be passionate about it? Because if I'm not passionate about it,
I'm done.
I'm not going to do well in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage all of our listeners to go out there and take the 4 Tendencies quiz. It's free. Just Google 4 Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. And
that could be their call to action.
Yeah, that's our call to action. And we can post that on there just to kind of see who are our listeners and what type of people are they.
And once you do it, send us a message. Let us know what you are and what you feel like insight you got out of that. We like assessments. I think it's really good to, and our first lady at our church, she don't like being called first lady, but Jada Edwards at our church, she talked about it was it Bible study? Was it a Bible study or something?
No, it was the
singles.
It was a Bible study for the singles.
Okay, the singles one. But anyway, she was talking about like personality assessments, and we were like, me and Kim was like, see, we be on it. We be on it. Like a good way just to learn who you are, what drives you, kind of why you respond the way you do. Like if you're really trying to do a deep dive on yourself and learn more about yourself, you're going to do something, you know, you do these different things to really see what triggers you and what type of people you should be around or that motivate you or people that bring you down or whatever. Like there's so many ways you can utilize these kind of assessments. I think between doing these assessments, like reading relational intelligence, which we're almost done with, and
yes,
I just feel like I'm like, wow, I am learning a lot about myself, a lot about the people around me, my friends, you know, ways to categorize those. And it helps you have healthier relationships because you categorize yourself, you categorize your friends, you see what kind of people you are motivated by or whatever, or that add value in different ways. And you can have a healthy expectation for the people in your life. If I look at you as an advisor, I'm not trying to make you like my BFF all the time. You know, like you may have somebody that may be an advisor that's not your best friend. And that's okay. And your best friend just might be somebody who might be, it may not be that kind of relationship. Like you can't look for everything in one person, which I think will help us with regular relationships, you know, like romantic relationships as well. Because when you think about that book, I was like, we try to make one person be all the things. And
everything. And that's not possible.
And it takes emotional intelligence to be able to do that, to be able to have healthy, because we still want it. We'll be like, I know you can't be all these things at once, but you got to have emotional intelligence in order to not burden somebody with being all things. Like being like, you know what, this is just the capacity that this person has, and I'm going to just, that's cool. That's just what they are. And I'm okay with that. That's hard. It's hard to accept sometimes.
It's very hard.
To not try to change somebody or be like, you should have said this instead of that or did this. And it's like.
And it helps you to meet people where they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of doing the work, like you said. And what better time to do it than now? Because, I mean, what else are we doing? Where are you rushing to? So use this time to dig deeper to learn more about yourself and what are your tendencies? Like, even as an extrovert, introvert, like, how do you respond? How are you holding up to this? So I think it's important that you do that work. And I'm kind of digging deeper.
Reflection.
It says upholders. It says there are 19% of people who are upholders. 24% are questioners. The most people are obligers at 41%. Wow. And 17% of people are rebels. So it's less rebels than there is anything else.
That's probably good. Because nothing will be getting done.
If you just go along with it. Like I say I'm a disruptor with the HER. And I don't want it to come across as negative, but you challenge the status quo. Like, well, why are we doing that?
There has
well,
to be somebody.
Yeah. Greasy. So I really found this really interesting and just digging deeper. It's just another personality assessment.
Yeah.
And it helps too when you know who you're working with or in relationship with. You're like, okay, that's their tendency. They're a questioner. And because she's a questioner, I know that I need to come with these questions already answered, or come with some patience and be prepared to respond to the questions, because she won't do it unless she has her questions answered.
So let's say your boss is a questioner. You're going to know in advance, when I come up in here, I'm going to have my numbers. I'm going to have my this. I'm going to have all the stats. I'm going to have, quantify all this stuff. And I'm going to anticipate what they might have questions about so that we can get it done.
Correct.
And you can do that pretty much with all the other ones.
It doesn't eliminate the stress. Right. It doesn't eliminate, like, but can minimize the stress that you endure from that person or encounter, right? Because like, okay, she's going to ask questions. Let me anticipate what those questions are.
Exactamundo.
And kind of reverse. As a manager, if I'm a rebel, Kim's going to question, well, why are we doing it this way, right? So because not every person is the same. Not every child learns the same. And I think the quicker we learn that, we'll be in a better space, period, in school, at work, because not this e-learning, not every child is learning through e-learning.
Child, they sure ain't. I could tell you right now, I got one that does it all, and the other one, I got to literally have people staggered throughout the day to sit with him and go through the work, because he just doesn't do it. And that doesn't make him bad. It doesn't make him not smart. It's just how he learns is different. So
his tendencies are different.
Mm-hmm.
He is motivated different.
Exactly.
So I would say that definitely is a call to action, is go take that.
Yep. Cool. Another call to action is to make sure that you rate and review this episode. I've been forgetting to say that. I don't know. I feel like I've been forgetting to say that. Rate and review us, and tell a friend. I think that's a great way. And then, like we said, go ahead and hit us up on the website and let us know if you took the assessment, what you are, and what you feel like, what kind of insights you got by looking that up. So that's all I got, girl.
Me too. That's all I have for today. I know we would just want everyone to stay safe, stay healthy, and try and stay happy.
Yeah.
Even in the midst of a pandemic, I feel like, there are a million ways to not be grateful, but there are a million ways to be grateful. If you're healthy, you have your family, you have a place to live, you're already winning.
Hallelujah. I'm going to watch the Teddy Riley thing tonight so that next week we will have something to talk about. So make sure you're watching. Okay. Kim, I'm talking to you because they'll already have listened by the time they hear this episode. But yeah, we got to talk about that next week because it's going to be hilarious. I hope it's good. I hope he's just sitting in the doggone studio by himself and not have 50 people up in there with him.
And I don't understand that, because
he's trying to have a production, girl.
But we're supposed to be practicing social distance.
Not near person up in there had a mask on either. And Babyface he threw a dig out there at one point. He said, I'm here by myself, social distancing. And he had 50,000 people over there with no mask, no nothing. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway.
Babyface was just getting over it, right?
Yes, they said he did not recover COVID-19 to be dealing with all this. Oh my God, people have me cracking up. Go look at teddyriley.memes on Instagram, and then hashtag Teddy Riley v Babyface on Twitter, and you just have some good laughs for the day. All right, y'all. We'll have a bold week, and we will see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace out.